Before I get started, the Village of Anmore would like to open our meetings by recognizing the many Indigenous people of our area, including the following First Nations with communities that are located in the region that we now know as Metro Vancouver: Musqueam, Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, and Coquitlam. Further, we would like to honor the important place in history occupied by the many territorial keepers of these lands and waters around us since time immemorial. Okay, I'd like to call to order the regular council meeting for Tuesday, September the 6th. It's currently 7 o'clock. Could I get someone to approve the agenda? I'm just looking here. We do need to add an in-camera notice. Ms. Elbert?
We do have a recommendation for an in-camera meeting to waive the notice because the notice requirement is 24 hours.
Right.
So council, if council chooses to go in camera after this meeting, they can make that recommendation at that meeting.
Could I get, so we don't do it now?
No, you don't need to do it now.
Okay. So recommendation that the agenda be approved as circulated. Someone to move that? Moved, seconded. Any discussion? Opposed? Carried unanimously. Public input. Public is permitted to provide comments to council on any item shown on this meeting agenda. 2-minute time limit applies to speakers. Is there anybody out there with public input? No? Okay. We're going to move on to the adoption of the minutes of the regular council meeting held on November 15th, 2022. The recommendation would read
that the minutes of the regular council meeting held November 15th, 2022 be adopted as circulated.
Someone to move those minutes? Moved, seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried unanimously. Was there any business arising from those minutes? No. We move on to 9A, legislative reports. Anmore Community Hub Loan Authorization Bylaw number 663-2022. Verbal update from Ms. Lena Martin, Manager of Financial Services. Good. Well, thank you. I think the important thing is that this is the process that we have to do. I know it has to come to Metro Vancouver and get approved as well, because Metro Vancouver is the biggest supporter of MFA, and that. I think of note that people should realize that this was a loan at the request of the citizens for future families coming to Anmore to pay for this facility. And we didn't, when we took on the initial scope and budget project, we didn't incorporate even having to take a loan out, because we have the reserves to be able to fund it fully. We've since then received a grant for $2.5 million from the senior levels of government. I think it'll be an interesting discussion come budget time, because I wonder what our reserves are yielding currently, and we could theoretically avoid going to MFA and possibly do an internal borrowing to facilitate this, and then gives us much more flexibility. So, yeah. To the village, yeah. Right. So it's something that we can certainly discuss in that. So good, okay, so this is the formalizing the process. So could you have a recommendation then?
The recommendation is that council adopt Anmore Community Hub Loan Authorization Bylaw 663, 2022.
Can I get someone to move that? Moved, seconded. I'll open up for discussion. Councillor Trowbridge.
You talked about the reset. Is that a reset either way, like up or down?
Yes, that is an either way. So what they do is they look at the actual interest that was both earned and on the loan over the 10 years, and then they do a revaluation and reset the rate after 10 years.
So had we taken the loan, I'm not sure we would have been allowed to, but had we been taken the loan before we started the process, back before we were hit with all of these BOC rate increases, it would have all been adjusted over the term anyway. So I don't want to put words in your mouth. This is a question. So it doesn't make any difference that the indicative rate has gone from 2.43 to 4.19, because they have the opportunity to smooth it all out, and we're going to pay what it really is anyway.
That's exactly correct.
Okay. In terms of the variance, that's an annual variance
That's the variance at this time.
at this time.
So
That can change.
in 6 months, it can change in a year. So today, the indicative rate is that rate.
Okay. And so when they do this reconciliation, also the variance will change at the same time.
So when the issue goes out in March, which is, we have 2 issues a year, when the issue goes out in March, and then they set the
Can't hear. Little closer.
Can you hear me now?
No.
Switching mics.
Be
There
There
we
we
go.
go. Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that mic wasn't working. That one's really working. Okay. So that is correct. So the indicative rate is just that. It's unknown. It's an estimate of what the rate will be at when they set the next issue, as well as considering what earnings can be had on the principal payments of the bonds that are sold for the loan.
Right. Okay. I understand it. Thank you.
Good. Councillor Weber.
I think I'm okay. You answered my question.
Good. Councillor Richardson.
Clearly, this was done last term, so that's the reason. So I'm not going to get involved, but one question. It says up to a sum of 2.5 million. When do you decide whether it's 2.4 or 2.5? When does that happen?
So basically what this loan is doing is it's taking it as a credit. So we're getting a credit allowance of up to 2.5, and then we choose to draw on that credit.
Okay. Anything else? No? Anything? No? Okay. See no further questions. I'll call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried unanimously. Thank you, everyone. We'll now move on to 11A, new business, the Ugly Sweater Day Proclamation. Ms. Elrick.
Thank you. So at the last council meeting on November 15th, we had a delegation from this group, and that was one of the requests, is to make a proclamation. So the recommendation this evening would be that council proclaim December 10th, 2022 as Ugly Christmas Sweater Day in Anmore.
Someone to move that. Moved. Seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried unanimously. Thank you. Okay. We now move on to the mayor's report. I've just got a few things that I just wanted to update everybody on. The end of November, we held 2 council orientation meetings at the end of November, going through legal aspects, conflict of interest, certain protocols, understanding how the village works, and from a staffing perspective. I can tell you that the CAO search is in the final stages, with contract negotiations commencing tomorrow. November 24th, I attended the AGM for the Tri-Cities Chamber, some local residents involved in that. And then on November 25th, we had our inaugural board meeting at Metro Vancouver. December 4th, we attended the Light Up Spirit Park and the opening of Candy Cake Lane. There was, Councillor Richardson was there, and Councillor Weber. There was probably about between 20 and 30 people. A big thank you goes out to the Public Works Department, who did an amazing job putting the lights up around the park, as well as getting the fire ready. And Brooke, our new communications and event person, did an amazing job. Thank you. And she was there to turn the lights on with all the kids. Just wanted to also bring people aware that the Village Hub is in a little bit of a delay right now. We're waiting for BC Hydro to move the lines that go around the old site. They're going to be putting them underground straight up, sort of an extension of East Road. So I've been in contact with BC Hydro expediting that process, because they can't do any more of the steel work because of WCB protection rules about how close they can be to the power lines. So that is getting resolved in the next week or two. So you may not see a lot of structural changes, but there's a lot of internal, and a lot of the road works are getting done. I'm looking forward to December 10th, which is the Ugly Sweater Dash. The fire department will be there. There's going to be a beer garden. There'll be a big opening warm-up dance, which I think starts at 2:30. Is that right? Yeah? 1:45, with our own Shannon Toohey. And it's a 5-kilometer run, walk, ride, stroll, whatever you want to do. And it's apparently, last I heard, it was sold out. So let's hope the weather is really, really nice. I'd like to, again, put a big thank you to Public Works for setting up the lights at Spirit Park and for keeping the roads clear and safe for us all. They'll be working, as needed throughout the holidays. So, so I just wanted to pass those things along. So, any councillors' reports? Councillor Trowbridge.
Yeah, I just want to, because I'm on the committee, I wanted to highlight this hydro thing. I don't want it to come across as if there was an oversight or a mistake or anything like that. It was originally planned to wrap all those wires so that we could hang the steel. But going through the process, we discovered that if we take them down early, they have to come down, but if we take them down early, we can save $47,000 in wrapping, wasn't it, Karen? Something in that range. Yeah. Call it between 40 and 50,000. So it's a move to save money. It's not an oversight.
And I think as well, developing that rear access is going to enhance the construction quite significantly as well. Yeah. So anything else? Councillor Weber.
Yeah, just to sort of reiterate what Mayor McEwen said, it was nice going to the Light Up Spirit Park. It's too bad it wasn't as big as it was in past years, but at least we had it, and it was nice. Yeah. They've done a beautiful job. And I'm looking forward to the Ugly Christmas Sweater Dash. I was helping Jordan there put up some signs the other day. And I think it's really cool that it's going to be in Anmore. It's very exciting. So
good.
Hope to see everybody there.
Good. Councillor Richardson.
Just one more comment on Light Up Spirit Park. For anybody listening and anybody who has frustration with LED strings constantly dying, you should check out some of the lights at Spirit Park. They have the commercial grade LEDs. and they're way, way, way better.
Good. Oh, Councillor Cryer.
Thanks. A couple of things. In addition to what Mayor McEwen mentioned, I too attended the Tri-Cities Chamber of Commerce AGM, and also was sorry to miss Light Up Spirit Park, but I did take a drive by tonight on my way here. It looks beautiful, so thank you for your putting the event on, your first official. Congratulations. Candy Cane Lane has started. I think you'll see signs in the village as you drive in. That will be going on into January. And yes, the Ugly Sweater Dash Run Hobble is officially sold out after increasing the numbers, but it's sold out at 200, which is amazing. Along with the thank you to Public Works, thank you to village staff, Ms. Elric, for working through some of the details that we needed some help with, so thank you for that. And also, I do want to mention that there is a need for volunteers. And you can go to the website, nowthat'sugly.com, but they are in need of about 20 volunteers, and with your volunteer time, which is 2 hours, you get a free, authentic, ugly toque, you get bottomless hot cocoa, fun, festive team environment, and also, if you require some volunteer hours, they will provide you with a certificate for that. So the shifts are 2 hours long, starting at noon, ending around 5:30. You can certainly email me directly if you want more information. Otherwise, nowthat'sugly.com is the website. And our last meeting of the year, happy holidays to everyone. Be safe, all of those things. Thank you to our staff for their ongoing support throughout the year. And we'll see everyone in January.
Good. Move on to the Chief Administrative Officer's report. Ms. Elric.
Thank you. So I just wanted to mention for those watching this evening that our community grant program applications are now open. So those community grant applications are due to Lena Martin by January 3rd. So I encourage any community groups to check that application process. As well, just a reminder in terms of any weather coming over the Christmas holidays, as Mayor McEwen said, our Public Works crew will be working through the holidays to keep the roads safe. But just a reminder, if people can try to avoid parking on roadways when there is snow events to help with the plowing, and that the first priorities are East and Sunnyside, as they are emergency and transit routes, and then afterwards onto the side streets. So anything anyone can do to help stay out of the way of the trucks is much appreciated. And as this is our last meeting, holiday wishes from all the staff at Anmore, and just a reminder, as usual, we will have the office closure. And that will be from December 26th, Boxing Day, and we will be reopening Tuesday, January 3rd, after the holidays. And the Public Works emergency numbers are on the website if there's any emergencies during the holidays.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We don't have any information items, so, we do. We have general correspondence from the BC SPCA dated November 30th. I'll now open up to public question period. Public is permitted to ask questions of the council regarding any item pertaining to village business. 2-minute time limit to speakers. Anybody for public question period?
Someone has asked a question. Thank you. I'd like to return to the point I raised at the last council meeting about climate change being a public health problem, but first I'd like to actually bring some information to the village. I do have questions. I'm just going to preface, as I usually do, just with a little fact. The December edition of the Walrus magazine, which comes out of Toronto has an article this month, and it wonders if Canadians will soon be forced to retire the Christmas tree tradition because of climate change. According to Statistics Canada, there were something like 20 million fewer Christmas trees in the country, this country, than a decade ago. So my question, reframed from last time, for the mayor, and I have basically two sets of questions, is do you think climate change is a problem for Anmore and its residents? And what has the village done, or what is the village doing, or what does the village intend to do to help mitigate the effects of climate change? Thank you.
Where do I start? I don't know. The first question that you asked was, do we as the village deem that there's a climate emergency? Is that what?
Do you see there's a climate change problem or a crisis or emergency, as some people put it?
I would say there is throughout the world, yes.
Is the village doing anything?
Well,
conceivably?
we've actually done a bunch of stuff. We updated our building code to step 3 in regards to making sure that our houses were much more efficient. We did do an assessment in regards to our operations, and they were deemed that, we weren't able to switch over a lot of our equipment to electric, but we are looking at things, it's in the budget in regards to going to electric vehicle for our building and bylaws and that. So we're taking the necessary steps, but I think we're looking at it at a bigger parcel as how we're developing, if that is environmentally sustainable and effective down the road. So there's many different aspects that we're looking at regarding the climate and how it affects us, and doing our part in the region. So.
Thank you. I just want to also point out that there is a biodiversity conference going on in Montreal at this point. Has that factored into the climate change?
I didn't even know that there was a conference going on in Montreal. Sorry.
Thank you.
Ms. Martin.
I just wanted to let council know that we are currently using an electric bylaw vehicle.
Oh, we are using electric. Oh, we are currently. Oh, okay. I thought we were waiting for one for the budget.
We have leased one.
We have a leased one. Okay, perfect. Good. Good. Anything else?
Can I make some comments?
Yeah, sure. Councilor Weber.
Sorry, just to add to what Mayor McEwen's saying, I think the development perspective is a very important aspect of what a village council can do. Somebody was talking about carriage houses the last time, and we've very much been concerned about how people live in Anmore. I've always said it, I've said it at this meeting, we do not live very sustainably in Anmore. But we are a free country, and people, if they want to build a 7,500 square foot house on a 1 acre lot, they have the right to do that. But I think as a village council, we have perhaps an obligation to look at alternative forms of development. A family can live in a carriage house if it's adequate size. It doesn't have to be 7,500 square feet. Years ago, we looked, well, not us, not this council, but a past council considered a different type of development in Anmore South. And I'm pretty sure the developer there is considering a different type of development in Anmore South that this council will be obliged to look at and consider, and look at how we develop in this community with regards to climate change and living more efficiently. I've been involved in the green building industry for years, and I've gone to conferences all over Canada, and they talk about green communities and sustainable communities, and lessening the footprint on the environment, considering things like transit and stuff like that. We don't do that in Anmore right now. As a matter of fact, if you read our OCP from years ago, it's really the opposite of addressing climate change. So I think this council is progressive. I can't speak for all of you, but I'm progressive, and I certainly want to look at alternative forms of development that could actually, do some real change up here. I'm not saying I'm for it, I'm not saying I'm against it, but I think the values exist in Anmore that I think we need to consider it.
Councillor Richardson.
Just for the benefit of the audience, because I had a tough time hearing, you said the bylaw vehicle is currently
Electric,
electric?
yeah.
I have been corrected. It
Oh,
is a
okay.
fuel-efficient coupe instead of the truck, and we do have...
It's a hybrid.
It's not electric at all,
Okay,
the one that we rent.
Oh,
thank you.
We currently don't have the capabilities to charge an electric vehicle at the trailers, but that's definitely something in the works for when we get the hub, that we will have that capacity there, so.
yeah. That's what I thought, but I think the lease one is a hybrid, so, from what I talked, so, anyway. Any other, Councillor Trowbridge.
Yeah, I just want to check on, do a sound check for myself here.
Okay.
Through the chair, I think it's a misnomer to say that we've changed our building bylaws. I think,
We enhanced them.
yes, I think, yes, for sure, we have an approving officer that is pushing towards a higher energy code, but I don't think we've changed our building bylaws, so just for clarity.
Okay.
We have not changed the building bylaw. That I know.
Okay. Anyway, motion to adjourn. Moved, seconded. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. Thank you, everyone. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, everyone. Enjoy